Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dump and Change. We are finally back.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm Avery.
I'm Jojo. We took some time off over the summer with the show and everything, but we're looking forward to getting it started again. Let's kind of start with our summer recap. Avery, what were you up to?
I was here in St. Cloud training the whole summer. You were here?
I was like in and out.
Yeah, you had things going on,
Yeah.
some camps. But we trained here, coached a lot. What did we work out at? 7?
Like 7 a.m. every day?
7 a.m.
Yeah.
Bagger lifts every day. And then we would coach the rest of the day, skate at like 2. We'd skate with the men's team, whatever players were there.
Yeah, it was pretty nice, but
Yeah.
like not a lot of our team was there, which was kind of unfortunate.
There was like 2 of us.
Yeah, so it was pretty much like me, Avery, and maybe Taylor all summer.
Yeah, but I feel like that's nice because I think it would get to be a lot being around the team for all year round.
Yeah.
Like it's nice, and then you kind of like grow closer relationships with the people that are here, and we get to know the men's team a little bit better by working out with them and stuff, which is nice, and being able to train with the guys who are also at such a high level, and obviously they're men. I think it helps us and pushes us, and you know, skating with them, their passes, they're a little bit harder than women's passes. So I'd have to really dial in, and I'd be like, I'd feel bad if I couldn't catch their pass or whatever, but I think I got a little better at it, and they were nice about it. Like,
yeah, no, they're pretty cool over the summer, and obviously taking shots from them as well is always good for development. We did have a 2-week training camp, which we did a vlog for.
check it out.
Check it out. Yeah, I thought like that was a decent turnout of people. I think they're working towards getting that to be more of a routine thing. I think it's hard to implement it right away, just because, especially with having a lot of Euros on the team,
A lot of Euros.
demand that, you know, everyone is there for 2 weeks over the summer. But we had a decent turnout and did some weight room testing and fun stuff like that.
Yeah, how was testing for you?
Yeah.
Did you reach all of your goals?
Like kind of, maybe except the bike test. We've started this new test. Normally all of our testing is like pretty straightforward, nothing crazy.
Like
just,
we've always done the skate test though, but you've never had to do it.
Well, I did it my first year that I was here, but we like apparently we've.
But it was
taken out.
different, right?
No,
Did you
it
have to
was-
do the same thing as
Yeah.
us?
No, maybe a little bit different.
Yeah.
Ours was like to blue line, goal line, and then just through the blue line or red line or something.
Yeah.
Like 6 times.
And so the skate test for everyone else, you do it like there's 6 reps, and I'd say that's pretty hard,
Yeah.
but nothing like
The
what
bike
was coming. We've never done the bike test before. The men have always done it, and they've told us like
It's the worst
the
thing.
horror stories about it, but we never believed it because it's kind of like a thing that doesn't sound bad until you do it. Like I don't know, you just would never expect like this type of near-death experience.
Yeah, Avery keeps describing as a near-death experience. I think
I don't want to be dramatic, but I'm serious.
she's faced a bit of backlash from the rest of our team who said it wasn't close to that, but I can attest. I think that it was pretty horrible. Pretty much we do, so like you guys know the assault bikes, like the wind bikes that like the faster you pedal, the harder it gets. So we do 0.5 times 2.
Since the women's team has never done it, the men's team has to do the same distance, but they have like under 2 minutes. And so Taylor and I, who were here training in the summer, we had to be the guinea pigs. And we had to do the bike test and see like where we were at in order for Jake, who's our strength trainer, to set requirements for our team and testing. So one Friday morning in the summer, we did it, and I think we got 2 minutes and 25 seconds-ish, like around there. And we were down bad a little bit. Like we didn't get off the floor for 30 minutes, I would say, and I was sick the rest of the day. The real bike test was way worse. The anticipation leading up to it is probably the worst part, like the stress you feel about.
Yeah, that's just like testing day environment though. And I think that like,
Yeah.
it's half the battle of the testing is just like the mental aspect of it being.
Absolutely.
That you're in an environment, everyone wants to hit certain goals and it's a lot of pressure. We had coaches in there watching us while we were doing it. So that's, you know, that always
doesn't make it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did get informed that if we did not pass or flag the test, you wouldn't be playing. So then of course that brings about like so much more anxiety about it. For me, I was like extremely nervous, even though I've done it before. I didn't know, I'd never passed it before, because after the one time I did it in the summer, which was pre like conditioning and stuff, I didn't pass and I wasn't close to the requirement. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You can't eat anything else. So like,
yeah, I made the mistake.
You did?
I did.
Like you ate right before?
Well, I like ate in the morning and then later on in the day I was like, you know what, I need a little pick me up. I had yogurt. Bad move. It didn't.
Oh no.
That did come back up, so.
First 0.5, I'm in the first round, so are you.
Yeah.
Right? We walk in, the bikes are lined up. Like the assault bikes are out of their spots. They're lined up across the gym. It's a terrifying, like you look at it, you're like, please, like I'm scared. We walk in, we're like trying to warm up. We're all shaking. This is day 3 of testing, okay? Like we're gassed already. Skate test the day before. Day before that was our weightlifting. So we're up first and we do our first 0.5. For me, after the first 0.5, I couldn't see.
I was dead. I like got off the bike for a second, nearly done, fell over.
Yep.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know what's worse, the first 0.5 or the second 0.5, but.
You just like, after the first one, you just sit there dreading the second one. You're like, I cannot believe that I have to do that again.
Yeah, you know, you're like, I can't make it.
I cannot
like,
do it again.
I couldn't even get my legs over the bike, like. And your vision, it doesn't work anymore, for me at least. Like, I had no air to my brain, oxygen to my brain, whatever you want to call it. I couldn't see. I get off the bike, and I'm just like, there's no way I have to get back on. And everyone's cheering, and you're just like, don't talk to me.
No, seriously. I think like the cheering, it's like, okay, yeah, I love everyone being supportive, but it actually makes me like
please don't talk to me right now.
Because I don't feel motivated. I don't feel ready to go. But we got through it.
Barely.
Well, Avery and I were just like laying on the ground next to each other for the next, 45 minutes?
Yeah, I couldn't get off the bike after. I passed. I wasn't even excited. Like I couldn't feel any type of way with, like I was so exhausted. I couldn't get off the bike right away. Taylor was behind me. She's like, all right, Avery, like I gotta go too. And I finally get off. I just fell to the floor, laid on the floor in one spot. And you're just like so uncomfortable. You're in so much pain. The legs feel like they need to be amputated.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like just being in your legs is just hard. It's just pain everywhere. And you can't get rid of it. There's literally nothing you can do. It's just like you have to sit with it and it's horrible.
I look to the right of me and Jojo's sitting on the wall. She's like curled up in a little ball. I'm laying on the floor. I just take a glance over, open my eyes.
Threw up, but I at least made it to a trash can and did it discreetly, unlike some other people.
Physically, it's not easy either, but
yeah,
the mental piece of it is really hard.
Yeah.
Did you end up passing?
No, did not pass, but then I had to do it again, and it wasn't as bad the second time, which Jake said it wouldn't be.
Thankfully, I never have to do it again. However, since someone is coming back for her 18th year next year, she's going to have to do it again. Can we explain why you're not playing this year? Why you will be back next year?
Yeah, that is a great question. And I know we've gotten some inquiries about what my situation is this year since I have not been in the lineup yet. Pretty much, my decision this year was to redshirt for recovery and just overall long-term health. I've been dealing with an injury and we talked about getting surgery, but ultimately decided that it would be best if this year we just focused on rehab, hitting the weight room, laying off the games and just practicing. So that's kind of what prompted me to redshirt. Yeah, and with that being said, I also am in the nursing program, so I do have 2 years left of that, and it's been helping me manage my time a little bit better, and not having to play those games, so like saving extra time on the weekends and stuff to kind of hone in and study. But yeah, overall I think it's so far been an interesting experience, and we don't want to get into too much detail about it, obviously, but I don't know. So we traveled to Bemidji this past weekend, right? And obviously I went with the team because I'm allowed to go on bus trips and everything. And it was just an interesting experience. Like, what were you thinking from your perspective about it?
I don't know. I feel like it's just weird. Like, we were always roommates last year, and we'd kind of be on like more of the same schedule, but she'd be up and out of the hotel room at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I would obviously sleep in, and she'd have to go do her workout, her skate, come back, and then she'd have to like study all day. But I don't know, for me it was fun because if you're watching this, you've probably seen our TikToks that we make as our little pregame routine.
Yeah.
And I was with a different roommate when we went to Lindenwood, who's not the biggest fan of the TikToks, so it was good to have Jojo back. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like it's really weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I think like even as they're warming up, like obviously I had to get to the rink at the same time as everyone, so I'm just sitting in a little rink in Bemidji for 2 hours just studying while everyone's like warming up behind me. And I think it's been a bit challenging. I've kind of compared it to like freshman year when I like didn't play.
Yeah. Like it's like you feel like you're a healthy scratch in the stands.
Yeah, yeah. Which like I know obviously it was a decision made between me and coach, and like I support that fully. But obviously being like experiencing it is a lot different. And even after the wins and everything, super happy for the team to get that out. But at the same time, you know, you're not contributing.
Yeah.
Really. Like I can bring a positive energy and a positive attitude, but winning doesn't feel exactly the same as it does versus like when you're out there. And then with that, I think the other part that's hard is, you know, I've been with Avery for a while now, and I'm back with like Bria, who I played with freshman year, and this is like everyone's last year of college hockey, and that's what it was supposed to be for me, and I was supposed to finish out playing with these people. And now I don't really get to do that. So
yeah. What do you think kind of effect it will have on you, like say next year? Do you think missing out on games for a year is gonna affect anything, or is this gonna help your development?
Yeah, I think in terms of development this year, we're really focusing on, you know, like I said, rehab and hitting the weight room hard. So I've been like doing pretty much off-season lifts every day. On top of practice. And I was like a bit worried about like not playing games for a year, but I don't know, I feel like my performance on the ice isn't necessarily gonna change after not playing games for a year. I think it'd be more like the mental aspect of things, but at the same time I'm thinking, you know, not playing games, I'm gonna be super excited to get back to it.
Yeah. Once
I get the opportunity, like knowing where I stand. So yeah, like it definitely has its pros and cons about it, but just trying to keep a positive attitude for this year and try and stay as healthy as possible to finish out my last year of college hockey next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should work on some NIL deals in the meantime, since you'll be here an extra year.
Yeah, maybe I should.
It's pretty hard for us to get NIL deals though, like good ones.
Yeah.
It's women's hockey.
Yeah, because
nobody cares too much about it.
But I think it helps that you utilize your social platform more. I think in that aspect it's better because you don't really see guys doing that as much.
No.
So.
No, which is something I just talked with. An NIL agency reached out to me and they wanted to work with me, and they sent me a contract, whatever. I chatted with them, and they had only signed men's hockey players, never women's. And so I was like negotiating the deals with them, and I thought that the percentage they were asking for was too high because of my social presence, and like I do have like a decent following on TikTok and am very active on it.
Yeah.
but they ended up never getting back to me. I must have lowballed them or something. Yeah. I don't know, but I just think that, yeah, I like doing the social, everything's social, and hockey's obviously my main priority, but I think that's just like a nice bonus to it. I've got some free stuff. I've made a few dollars, so it's nice. But yeah, I wish, like, if we were women's basketball players, it would be a different story. We maybe like would be rich or something.
Yeah,
but
maybe. I don't know. I do feel like people not watching women's hockey a lot does definitely make an impact, but who knows, maybe in a couple of years it'll be different, especially with the PWHL and stuff now.
Yeah.
Certainly have more like fans drawn towards women's hockey, but I do think that like in comparison with men's and NIL deals, I don't know, it's different because yes, more people watch their games, but the amount of people that you probably reach in a TikTok video is probably pretty high too. So
yeah,
it's like, where are you pulling your audience from? What are they watching you for? You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting to see like how that will go and what those percentages are supposed to look like, because we don't know. We don't know what to expect either.
And I feel like doing like the social side of things, our TikToks and even this podcast, it makes people want to come more, like a little bit. Like they feel like they know us on a personal level, and they wanna come watch us.
Yeah.
So hopefully we've had a few home games. The turnouts, they could be better, I would say.
Yeah. Looking a little vacant in the crowd.
We're missing some support from our fellow St. Cloud athletics teams as well. So
get to the Herb.
Come to our games. We got Ohio State
this weekend. Yeah, how are we feeling for that?
Good. We played Bemidji, and that was our first in-conference series. Went well because we swept, but we definitely have some things to work on, and Ohio State is ranked number 2 in the nation right now. So it's going to be a battle, and they're always a gritty team to play. But so are we. So if we can figure out a way to put the puck in the back of the net, I think we should be fine.
Yeah. Like going back from last year, I know we talked about like scoring being our biggest issue, and I do think it.
Here we are again.
I mean, it's only like a few weekends in, but yeah, that is going to be a huge turning point for us in terms of what we want to accomplish, and are we going to be able to get it done if we can't score goals? Probably not. So
yeah,
that's really kind of a focus for us now. But it should be a good year. We've got some good new faces and people coming in, which is super exciting. Some good talent.
Yeah, we have 3 transfers.
Yeah.
And 3 freshmen. And one of our freshman goaltenders, she's been starting.
Yeah.
So that's an advantage as well. She's getting games. If JoJo was playing this season, it'd probably still be Sonny JoJo splitting, and so now she gets a chance, and she's done very well with it, and she gets to learn from the 2 best goaltenders. So yeah, it's good. And yeah, but what is our team compared to last year? Like, I feel like it's a different team. Yeah. We obviously lost our captain and one of the best players in the world got drafted pretty high, Clara. So I feel like that's been different, and those are really hard shoes to fill, but we did get some good new players.
Yeah. Yeah, so with losing our captain, we're obviously under new leadership with our new 4 captains. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how that plays out. I think it makes sense in terms of, you know, having different people contributing and not one person taking up the entire job. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in terms of having so many people do it. Well, not so many, just 4, but that's a lot more than most teams.
I feel like that's a unique number.
Yeah, interesting. Like, I don't know any other teams that have 4, so.
No.
Yeah, and then obviously with losing Clara, that was a tough loss. So
and we had a lot of injuries last year, and they're back now, so.
Yeah, Two of our solid D, so.
Yeah, I think we should be good this year, but there's obviously things we need to work out, and
yeah, just finding that
day
chemistry.
by day getting better. Yeah,
finding that chemistry and finding a way to bury it. It's not like we don't get good opportunities or good looks. It's just a matter of hitting it home. Talking back to the PWHL thing, we did want to touch on how we think it's kind of started to impact college hockey, because now that there are opportunities for us to play after college, this is great, this is awesome, but we've seen it in certain scenarios now with multiple people where it's now putting a lot of pressure back on college athletes to not necessarily like, oh, this is my last season of hockey, I'm gonna put everything I can into this. It's now more, well, I need to perform so that I can get drafted, and that kind of mentality.
Looking at it more individually, which to me, college hockey is the highest stage you can play. Like, I get there's the PW now, but there's 6 teams in it.
Yeah.
Let's just be real about it. Yeah. College hockey, like, I feel like that's still end goal for everyone winning the national championship.
Yeah, because it comes with that legacy of this has been something that has been established for such a long time, and something that we have always worked for. Every college team has worked for. Every young athlete has always worked to become a college athlete and win a national championship. And it has that history to it, which I think gives it a lot of substance behind it. But it is, I mean, I've heard from multiple different people on different occasions where this kind of thing is kind of creeping in, where people are now moving past, oh, college is it, college, I'm going to give everything here. It's now, okay, what can I do in order to
put up points, get myself to the next level, get myself the best contract.
Yeah, that kind of situation. So I don't know, I think obviously we're super grateful to have opportunities post-college, but it is super interesting to see that kind of side of it play out, and how it's going to affect team dynamics. And not just with us. I know we have probably a few people that are looking towards that, but like other teams as well, and what that means leadership-wise, team camaraderie-wise, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of playing in the PWHL? We've had some people asking.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. Obviously, with me having 2 years of nursing school left, and then next year will be my last year, so it's kind of nice that it worked out that way, where I won't have to take a year off to finish school and anything. But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a decision that I'm going to have to make once I get to that point, because yes, I did think that that was going to be a decision I would have to make this year, right? But I don't want to jump the gun too soon, because I think even in just a year, my opinion of a lot of things regarding hockey and school and all that has changed so much. So I feel like you can't really answer the question until you're put in the position to, like, not that I'm not thinking about it, but
and see what you're gonna get out of it, like what makes the most sense for you moving forward,
and life too, you know, like, do you want to get married, have kids, what's your timeline, like these are all things that we can't just like look over.
Yeah, those seem to be pretty important as well.
Yeah, those are important. So and like where you want to live, everything, what you kind of want your life to look like. It's such a multifaceted like situation now.
But I feel like you're in a rush. Like, you're gonna have your whole life to work and be married and
I wouldn't say
do that boring stuff.
No, but I wouldn't say I'm in a rush. Like, I think I'm old. I think that's what it is. Because, okay, I took a post-grad year after high school, and then this is my 5th year, and then I'll be playing my 6th year. So I just feel like...
I mean, that's a lot of years of college hockey, but probably most people would kill to have that.
No, yeah, and I'm super grateful for that. Like, that's why I love that I'm doing this too, because, I mean, again, no rush to get a 9 to 5.
No.
But at the same time, you know, it is weird seeing people that I graduated high school with, they've been out of college for like years now, you know?
Yeah.
So everyone.
They're married.
Yeah, everyone's married or running a marathon these days.
Yeah.
What's with that?
I don't know. I won't be doing that.
I feel like people are doing one or the other. Hot take. People are either getting married or running a marathon.
Well, yeah.
You got to do something at that point.
I'm not doing either of those things probably.
Okay.
It's looking like. But I will have to find a hobby after hockey.
Yeah, what's your post-college plan?
I don't know. Everyone keeps asking me. I have no idea.
But you would consider playing.
I'm thinking about playing after.
P-dub.
Just for the experience, like going overseas or something, I think that would be cool. And I've heard good things about it from teammates. Just, I don't necessarily feel the need to start my life anytime soon. I don't need a 9-to-5 right now. And I still love the game. I feel like a lot of people are burnt out after 4 or 5 years of college hockey, and definitely it's a battle going to the rink every day, but I feel like it's the most rewarding thing, and I still love the grind, and I've learned so much from it. I'm not ready to give it up yet, but I guess we'll see how this season goes and what that would look like.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like good opportunities playing overseas in different leagues and stuff. And it's just a good experience, I think. If anything, like you're going to an entirely new country, you at least get to see different parts of the world. You're not stuck in North Dakota or Minnesota.
You're traveling the world for free.
Yeah, they pay for your housing.
Yeah, you're not necessarily making a great living, but that's not what it would be for.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And especially if you're still healthy and able.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why not?
Totally makes sense. Although I am trying to convince you to just get a job here so we can live together next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know where I'm going to live, but we'll figure that out when it comes.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to be separated.
What are we going to do? Speaking of which, what are we going to do? We've been talking about what we want to do with the show going forward as well. Even starting at this date, we've been wanting to do it. We wanted to do it over the summer and stuff, and we ran into some issues there. But now that we're starting it up again, we don't really know what kind of direction we want to go in, if we want to keep doing, our podcast stuff like this, or vlogs, or what we should still like incorporate into everything.
Yeah.
If you guys have feedback, we would love that.
We would love some feedback on what everyone likes to see. I feel like the vlogs are really popular.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything like that out of like behind the scenes of Division I hockey. And I think it's really cool to see. I would have loved that if there was something like that when I was growing up. And even now, I like to watch, now that TikTok's a big thing, there is some more stuff like that, and I always like watching those, like day in a life of an athlete. And so I think those have been popular for us, but I don't know what it looks like, I guess, moving forward.
Yeah, because we also do like the interviewing side and getting to sit down with people and kind of hear their stories, and we do have people in mind that we want to come on. It's just a matter of, is it going to work out with our scheduling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're open to it, would you want to share the story of Addie calling you this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
This is so funny, you guys.
We're in the hotel room, Jojo and I, and Alice is in there, and I get a FaceTime call from Addie Scribner. She was on our team last year, good friend of ours, but we don't necessarily talk often, so I was like, why is she calling me? I answer the phone, and she's looking at the phone and I was like, what is she gonna tell me? What happened? And she turns the phone, and it's a locker room of girls. It's I don't know, there was 5 of them. And they look at me, and they started screaming. And I was like, what's going on? And they were like, Avery Myers, Avery Myers. I was like, I'm in bed, I just ate a Laffy Taffy, my mouth is blue. I'm like, what's going on? Alice is like, there's no way. Addie was like, they asked me if I have you on Snapchat, all this stuff. And then another girl walks in the locker room. Addie's like, look who it is. The girl starts screaming, Avery Myers. They're like, can you please follow me back on Instagram? I'm like, my manager runs it. I don't have access.
I'll run it.
And, Yeah, I think that was cool. Like, I think that having, like, I think my social media and my platform is reaching a lot of young hockey players.
For sure.
And I think that's cool. I haven't seen many like hockey players in the social media sense, so
Yeah.
I've had some people ask me for a photograph at the rink or this and that, and yeah, I just think that's cool. Like,
yeah, definitely.
a lot of the things I post have to do with hockey. Like, that's why I have the following that I do, is because I post hockey and people like to see that and what an athlete does and all this stuff. So, yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so cool to see that, like, little kids are, you know, recognizing you and probably aspiring to be like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, myself included. I want to be Avery Myers when I grow up.
Yeah.
But yeah, super exciting, and obviously bringing that different energy to it, not just a pretty face. A pretty face indeed, but not just that. She does that and more.
So much more.
So much more. So yeah, I thought that was such a cute story, and so funny to see how just like the impact that social media can now make on people.
Yeah, no, really.
So
getting us some more fans at least.
yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
We'll be back
Hopefully
next
next
time
week. Yeah.
on Dump and Change.